On February 3, 2025, Fairfax County Police received a report of a suspicious incident in the 12,800 block of Fair Lakes Parkway in the Fair Lakes area. An anonymous caller contacted the emergency dispatch center and claimed that he had killed 2 people. The injured officer was taken to the hospital and has since been released with minor injuries. Following the investigation, police confirmed that the suspect was the one who made the false emergency call and is currently in custody, charged with malicious wounding. On October 21, 2024, police received a report of a man behaving inappropriately toward a young girl. Shortly after, the suspect's photo was widely shared on social media, asking the public for help in identifying him. Within just 2 hours, multiple calls came in, reporting that the man had been spotted at a Chick-fil-A restaurant in the same area.
Stop!
When police arrived, the suspect, Jeffrey Osborne, was inside the restaurant. To ensure the safety of the customers, officers asked him to step outside for questioning. However, as soon as he stepped out, Osborne immediately ran away.
Turn over! Turn over your stomach and get it again! Roll over! On your stomach! Put your belly back! Behind your back!
Shortly after the suspect fled, he was quickly apprehended. He was initially detained on a charge of obstructing a police officer before being released on bond. On July 8, 2024, police officers were patrolling the intersection of 2nd Avenue and 116th Street after receiving numerous complaints from residents about illegal prostitution and drug trafficking in the area. Within 15 minutes of surveillance, officers spotted 33-year-old Melquin Simpson, wearing a balaclava and carrying a crossbody bag, repeatedly riding his bicycle around the block on the sidewalks in a suspicious manner. Noting that his behavior matched prior incidents, police decided to stop him for questioning. However, the suspect immediately fled on his bicycle.
Going to be on 589 first.
Down the river.
The suspect rode straight down an embankment and into the Hudson River. One officer quickly deployed a water rescue device, while another officer entered the water to assist.
Yo, swim towards me, bro! Swim this way! Swim this way! Yo, throw a rescue disc down!
Help! 1-2, there's an active call going on. Help!
Yep. The search effort, supported by firefighters and the dive team, ended with Simpson found dead under the river. Investigation revealed he was a wanted fugitive and was carrying cocaine during the escape.
Grab onto this! Grab onto it! Grab onto it, dude! Grab onto it! Grab onto it, dude!
Any attempt to evade the law only makes the situation worse. Cooperating with authorities is the only way to be treated fairly and humanely. The law never overlooks those who break it.
Son of a bitch. He's underwater now. Yo, grab onto this!
On the evening of August 1st, 2025, police received a report of a stolen SUV traveling at high speed. The suspect repeatedly drove through crowded intersections and residential areas in an uncontrolled manner, posing a serious risk of causing an accident. Police immediately deployed units, including a helicopter with a spotlight to monitor the situation from above.
Just about 1 or 2 blocks to the north on 68th Place. They said he took the turn really fast and nearly lost it. 76. So we've been in this area the entire time. It was LAPD's Newton division that was chasing this, and we're just kind of circling around a lot of the same neighborhoods. Here you see people coming out, looks like, and of course, you know, the longer this goes on in residential streets, people hear the helicopters, they hear the sirens multiple times, and they come out and they want to see what's going on, and then, you know, they kind of end up getting involved, unfortunately, as well as we make another southbound turn. So just kind of going in loops now, southbound Avalon now at this point.
All right, and Desmond, we just understand the assignment desk here telling us that they are authorizing a pit maneuver at some point, so perhaps knowing what we saw earlier where he couldn't control the car very well, even the slightest tap from a CHP cruiser could possibly bring this pursuit to an end by engaging that pit maneuver.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Now coming towards us. So, yeah, pit authorized, and you know, we know that that can be a problem with these SUVs, and especially just the way that this person is kind of driving this car. And it's going to be hard for them to find a spot to be able to kind of safely do that.
The vehicle repeatedly sped, ran red lights, weaved through lanes, even drove against traffic and nearly collided with a cyclist in a residential area. Authorities attempted to block the suspect, but he deliberately kept fleeing. A police helicopter continuously tracked the vehicle and used a spotlight to alert nearby residents.
When you couple that with a car sometimes going pretty fast, can be dangerous. But you see how narrow a lot of these streets are, and still the other streets like Central, turning northbound now on Central, it's still pretty busy. So, you know, a pit is authorized, but it's going to have to be the perfect opportunity for LAPD to, you know, commit to a pit maneuver here.
Yeah,
And hard to see, but do we still see the car smoking like we did earlier? I don't think I see that now.
I don't believe so. I think that, like I said, that might have just been something that was hanging off the back bumper. I was thinking maybe it was the, well, again, you see how he's taking these turns.
Yeah.
Everything just really large. I'm not sure if that's almost encampment or what, but a lot of stuff there spilling into the street there that you almost hit. But 76, and it's the way that he's taking these turns pretty wide but pretty fast, and then it's just hard to keep control of this vehicle. Very fortunate that they haven't already lost it at this point. Making a little adjustment here as we're dealing with twilight on the camera. So southbound on Hooper, and this is like the 5th or 6th time that we've been on Hooper Avenue. This has really been kind of the main street that this suspect has been sticking with, but you can still see something dangling off of the back there. Again, I believe that's part of a spike strip. Seeing a little bit of smoke there, but I think the tire's still intact in the rear. So, you know, kind of advantage suspect.
The pursuit lasted over 5 minutes, covering multiple areas of the city. At one point, the suspect drove through a parking lot, weaving between parked vehicles in an attempt to evade officers. Finally, after entering a narrow internal road, police performed a PT maneuver, causing the SUV to spin sideways and come to a stop next to another vehicle.
It's almost like officers are now set up on every corner because they know where he's headed, and then they just jump right back in line and follow him. This police chase starting just before 8 p.m.
Ooh, whoa.
Look at that. They did it.
Wow, they kind of tried a high-speed pit right there. Wow, oh boy, they tried, but LAPD getting really serious now.
Look at that
and
car.
Boom.
It's over.
Okay, and I don't know if he just got disoriented or what, but he just bumped into that car. Fortunately, it was parked. I don't think there's anyone inside, and it was a pretty slow speeds, but that was pretty surprising. I heard the airship say, no traffic ahead, guys, go. Like, now is the right opportunity to try to pit, and they did it. They came in with it, and so now let's see if the suspect complies. I mean, I can't quite tell from this angle, but it kind of looks like they have a little room to run if they wanted to. So,
and as far as we know, Desmond, only one person
in there, huh? Oh, yeah. We haven't heard anything about more than one person being in the car, but we've got the passenger side opening now. We'll see if we can scoot a little bit to the left or the right to just kind of get this pole out of the way. My pilot Jeff doing a great job dealing with LAX's airspace right now, but we do see some hands in the air out of the passenger side, so I'm not sure if that's the driver that scooted over or if that's
After being forced to stop, the suspect barricaded himself inside the vehicle for several minutes, causing a tense standoff. However, officers patiently surrounded the car and made the arrest without causing any injuries. The pursuit ended safely, and the suspect was handcuffed and taken into custody for investigation on charges of theft and resisting law enforcement.
Throughout the chase, and now this, and the hesitation, but rolling down, communicating with those officers. Yeah,
Yep, there
well,
he
they
is.
got him in cuffs. Bringing this to an end.
Yep, they are calling this a code 4, all clear, one person in custody. And, you know, we had kind of a little standoff situation there, but managed to kind of naturally de-escalate itself with, well, it sounds like, you know, with the help of a family member. So, yeah, no injuries. And, you know, I mean, there's definitely going to be probably some bumper damage at the very least for this vehicle, and new tires, maybe a little suspension damage with the way that the suspect was driving it. But all things considered, you know, a pretty decent ending. No injuries.
Fleeing and operating a stolen vehicle is not only illegal, but also endangers both the driver and the public. Remember, no one can escape the law,